every girl on your roster are gonna have different levels of management and then different reactions to that quote unquote management, right? So, for example, there are roster killers. I'm gonna tell you, this is a couple prototypes. Roster killer number one is the girl who feels as though she is completely entitled to a relationship. Now, I'm not saying this is the same thing as the girl who wants a long-term relationship, who wants a serious relationship. I'm saying and feels as though she's entitled to a long-term relationship. Meaning, you barely know her, she barely knows you, yet she expects the treatment of as if you know her for months, you trust her, you've like vetted her amongst your options, and that there should be some sort of priority given. And it's like, no, like I don't know you. That's a roster killer, because demanding that much of you as a person so fast or so for nothing is just terrible. And again, if you end up going and feeding into those requests and doing all that extra shit, you don't know this girl, so you're going to be in a relationship with her and barely know why, right? Then it might have been another girl on your roster that was tough, that was actually deserving of a genuine relationship, a long-term relationship, and you didn't know it because you just gave it to a girl who acted the most entitled. Roster killer number two, the girl who want to be on FaceTime every night, text all day, every day, the bored girl. That's a huge roster killer. However, this could be a great bucket getter, because 9 times out of 10, she's the one that's not going to cut you off unless you take her through the mud. And even then, she still might not cut you off, because you might sling that iron, you might sling that wood on her some kind of way, and she just can't get her ass up off you. You know, I'm just being honest here. I'm just being honest here. You know, but this girl, typically, she may be super emotional because she really loves with her heart on her sleeve. You know, and I feel like the only reason you want to cuff her is because maybe she moved too fast, you know. But she a good girl. She ain't fucking with nobody else. She ain't doing all this extra shit. But it's a roster killer, because if you on some I'm playing and I'm out here just doing me, I'm single and I want to be single shit, then that emotional neediness, I'm not even going to say neediness, but that amount of emotional connection and requirement is leaning more towards relationship status, and you ain't on that right now. That's a roster killer. Next will be another roster killer prototype. Chad, I can go on and 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 on. Another roster killer. This is different from the entitled to a relationship girl. This is the girl who is acting like y'all are in a relationship, but y'all not. Who you texting? Why your phone ringing? And then y'all argue. Y'all argue like y'all in a relationship. Like y'all argue like husband and wife. But you have none of the wife from her. Like, you know what I'm saying? Huge red flag. Huge red flag. Because, like, damn, we ain't even happy in the early fake stages of the relationship. Come on now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even, shit ain't peaches and cream in the trailer. The fuck I'm about to watch a scary. Like, you know what I'm saying? Come on, bro. Like, it just gets to a point. You know what I mean? Keep going. Another roster killer. All right, another roster killer. I feel like those prototypes is easy. Like, I would have to really think about this next one. What's another roster killer? The ultimatum girl. The ultimatum girl. You know, like playing this game of, oh, since you're going to do what you doing, what, oh, Cam, let the Clippers eat. The ultimatum girl. The one that's going to threaten you with her behavior to get you to do what you want. Huge roster killer. Because this is like tough negotiations in the contract room. How you going to tell me, oh, okay, since you're doing this, I'm going to do this. Oh, okay, you moving like that, I'm going to do this. Just do it. Right? Just do it. Okay, go ahead. But she knows she's trying to like bluff or trying to threaten you. It's like a form of manipulation, you know. And this is different from a girl having boundaries and being healthy and saying, hey, a girl that has her boundaries and being healthy and moving about it in a mature way is going to recognize you're moving like that, and then want to say, you know what, me and you are on the same page. I don't want anything to do with that. And either A, leave you alone, or just communicate the fact that, like, or just talk about, you know, what are we, where is this going? You know, shit like that. Rather than trying to, like, guilt trip you into a relationship or, like, backhanded, like, manipulate you into one. Are all these, like, prototypes and stereotypes making sense, chat? Yeah, Clippers, y'all finna have to zoom in for the first 3 prototypes. How do I tell you? I guess I can give y'all 5. So there's one more I need to do. There's one more I need to do. One more. If I had to pour this out my brain, one more roster killer. If you want to have, you a man who wants to roster or is dating openly, you know what I'm saying? It's another roster killer. You know, I feel like some of these traits and qualities be so similar. You know, what's another roster killer? I mean, this one's kind of obvious. The spender. I feel like in general, if you move a certain way and you know you link in a woman, and you date how you want, like you know y'all spend time and link places you like to go and want to go, then you know there's no spending there because it's like you enjoyed it regardless. I will get to this though. The one, what's a roster killer? In general, fucking with a girl who's not showing you a level of reciprocation that you want. Like, again, this girl, you and her could be, you don't even know if you're in a friend zone or not. You know, there's no clarity there of how she feels about you or anything like that. It's a roster killer because it's a time waster. Which time is of the essence when you have a roster. There's just, you're managing too much. You know, damn, prideful and egotistical, I could go into a whole nother joint with that. You just gave me 6. But this one, I mainly think, when I think of this, like, roster killer stereotype, right? I'm thinking of the one, like, more like the one I just described. What's an example I use? What did I just describe, Chad? I just blanked. When he said prideful and egotistical, a whole nother prototype just came to my mind. I have so much to say about that one. What did I just say? Oh, mixed signals, right? The mixed signals girl. So a dude who is either knows he wants to be in a serious relationship or has experience with having a roster, he knows how to deal with the mixed signals woman. He's not dealing with her at all. Because that's the best way to deal with these mixed signals women. You leave them the fuck alone, and for some reason, they choose up. Every time. They choose up. You never deal with the mixed signals person by being Sherlock Holmes. You're never going to solve that case, brother. You're never going to say, she posted this today. It said that. She called me, but she's not responding to my text. You know, I had a perfect example yesterday. I was talking to another streamer dude, and he was like, yo, this girl just told me she didn't want a relationship, but she just got mad at me because I didn't text her back. That's mixed signal shit. You know, how you know what I'm saying? Don't care over here and be nonchalant in the front. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. I'm leaving you the fuck alone. Bye. Like, don't do that. Somebody with experience, leaving them alone. Let her come out and do all the effort and chasing, because we you know, we're not playing those games. Now for the prideful and egotistical one, oh my God, this is my biggest pet peeve of the roster killer, because they the biggest headache to deal with. They have so much to say. Yeah, you know, I ain't like one of these other bitches, and you ain't finna play with me like that, and da 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 da. Nobody's trying to. You're choosing to be here. So if you want to choose to be here, let's be happy. Why you want to be over here bitching? You know what I'm saying? I hate this prototype for the simple fact that they do everything but just say, you know what? I'm done fucking with you. They do everything but say that. Everything. And it's like, yo, you know what's going on. You know who I am and how I move. If you a nigga that move honestly and move with some integrity to his shit, you know. So why I'm not, like, to me, all that arguing, all that going back and forth and butting heads, You know, and the whole point of the egotisticalness, and this even probably goes back to the first one where I said like that entitled to a relationship girl. It's like the same vibe of why complain and, you know, throw shit around, but not stand on business behind what you saying or what you think. And that's the most annoying part to me, to be honest, because it's like, am I about to hear you bitch and complain, or are you gonna stand on business behind what you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I don't chase, I attract. You know, right? They want you to. Right. Okay, that's another trait of the egotistical, prideful girl. Like, it's certain things she feels as though she's too good to do or is beneath her. Like, but at the same time, in the same breath, she's gonna limit how much effort and interest she shows and care she shows. But in the same breath, you better not think you cool. You better not think you Mr. Bitches. You better not think you not about to text her back. Oh, because she gonna have a problem with it. How do you use the push and pull method on her? What you mean push and pull? Low key, each one of these prototypes can have a different. If you feel like entertaining it, the answer to all this shit, cut her off. Every single one of these prototypes, cut her off. But if you a little toxic,